Good morning, good morning, good morning, my kings and queens. Hope all is well with everyone. I just wanted to share my testimony with y'all. Just a little bit of it. Don't mind me, y'all. I like to be on the floor. The reason why I uplift and encourage people so much is because a lot of people didn't grow up to hear those words, I love you, or to have people rooting for you to see you want to do better and be the best version of yourself in life. I never had my mother or my father. My mother was on drugs, still is right now to this day. Well, even before I was born, my father been in and out of prison all my life. The first time I ever met him, I was 12 years old. And his mother, my grandmother, who I stay with and help right now to this day, that's who raised me. She's 87 years old. And growing up in a household with somebody who was born back in the 30s, I was deprived of a lot of things. I was deprived of the way I looked it. I was deprived of my voice. I was always told you'll never be this, you'll never be that. Why you want to do this? Why you want to do that? Child, please. Just a whole bunch of things. So that's why I encourage y'all so much and want to see the best for everybody. It's never to the point to where I've been misunderstood all my life. So when I share the words God give me to give you all, y'all should not take it as if I'm trying to come at people or point people out, or that's not the point. You should be listening to the message, taking heed, because in certain things that I say, it's a message for us all. It's just a reminder to continue to be you, regardless of what people may think. Speak up for the things that you know are not right, or when you feel someone is being mistreated or not handled accordingly. Because I was that child. And still is. But long story short, y'all, my childhood wasn't what I dreamed of it to be, which led me to being rebellious at the age of 12, getting out in the streets, you know what I'm saying, about myself. searching for my mom, wondering why. I just never understood, like, why she never wanted me. Why she never even tried. Why was I'm sorry, y'all. Why was it so hard for her and my father to get themselves together so well? They could give me the love that I wanted, the attention that I deserved. It led me to question a lot of things. Why was my grandma the one that had to raise me? So due to me growing up in a household with a bunch of people that were very narcissistic and very good manipulators, I had to learn how to love myself. I had to learn how to refine my voice. Know who I am. Because I lost myself, y'all, for a long time. A long time. Long time. I found myself searching for the love that I never could get at home. And as I got older from dealing with different relationships, different older men, and when I did get out in the streets and did finally connect with my mother, it wasn't the connection that I needed nor wanted. When all I wanted was to be loved. I just want to know why. What would make a person have kids and can be in the same city with them and to choose other things over it? And I had to understand, y'all, because for a long time I hold a lot of hatred in my heart for my grandmother, my mother, and my father, because they wasn't allowing themselves to be open to love or knowing how to reciprocate it. So I had to stop blaming them because I had to learn that it was nothing but a generational cycle that was going on. I watched my grandma be with a man for years who raised her kids, even helped raise me and my knee brother. And I lost him year before last. And it took a toll on me because the love that I expected from the ones that I truly loved and that was near and dear to me, they could never give it. I never understood why someone that wasn't even my biological grandfather, a man that wasn't even married to my grandma, would give me and show me the love that they never could. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm very emotional. And for a long time, I tried to stay away from my grandmother. My father, when I did eventually get a chance to meet him, it was always gimme, but never to the point they would see any of their wrong. Never to the point till they see any of their wrong. And like I was telling y'all, when I did reconnect with my mother, once I ran away and all this stuff here, and was trying to figure out why it was like beating a brick wall. Because she never was raised properly. So she felt like, in a sense, it was okay to offer me over to men, certain men, older men. It's like the more I wanted the love from her, she tried to brush me off to give it to someone else. And I dealt with that majority of my life. And I kept questioning God, why, Lord? Why is all this stuff happening to me, Father? Why they hate me so much? What have I done? I never asked to be here. And almost. So I stayed away. I started isolating myself. I started going back to that child that I once was, depriving myself from people. Going back to what I was used to, what I always knew, staying away from people. Only spoke when spoken to. Crowds, I never liked the crowds. It's just something about it. It makes me nervous. But from me being, I understand that was just a mental block that my grandma had not placed on me, because she never wanted me to get out into the world and experience the true love that I could have been got. And almost 2 years. It's been almost 2 years now. Next month I make 2 years. I found myself in a relationship while dealing with the man who was basically living a double life. He was secretly married and secretly doing witchcraft on me. And I was born unique, gifted, weird, whatever people want to call it. So, I just always followed my intuition with certain things. Oh, I forgot to say, not only was he doing witchcraft on me, but he was secretly gay. Also, but I didn't find all this out until after I had my spiritual awakening, which was New Year's of 2020. Going into 21. I had it right out there on the front, on my grandma's front porch, talking to my brother and one of my friends. And it was to the point to where they had done. Let's go back. Let's go back. Because I don't want to confuse y'all. They had done been doing. I said they, yeah. I'm gonna get to that. They had done been doing so much of it on me to where they triggered my Kundalini awakening. And I had a sharp pain hit the back of my head so bad, Lord. And my throat chakra had closed up. I didn't panic. I ran in the house, went in the bathroom, like, Lord, what is going on? To put water on my face to try to keep myself from panicking. And then I ran in my room. And it got so unbearable to where I just dropped to my knees and grabbed the back of my head and said, Lord, Father Jesus, just make it stop. What is it? And it stopped. It stopped. I never forget when it stopped. I just went to praising God like no other. I went to shouting and crying, and I couldn't do nothing but give God the glory. Because I knew then that someone, right? And somebody was trying to hurt me. And I'll never forget. My grandma was sitting in the living room. I ran in there. I asked for a Bible. Because my Bible normally stays in my car. I like to take my Bible with me everywhere I go. And I asked for a Bible. And I knew then instead of me having a grudge with our Heavenly Father, blaming Him for all the things that He was trying to protect me from and warn me of. I didn't understand it then, but I understand it now. And ever since that happened to me, I got on my spiritual journey. I want to get my life in order. I went through the dark night of the shadow. I locked myself in my room for 3 months, 3.5 months. Go to work, come home, and all my time went to God. I felt like it was questions and answers that He'd been trying to give me, but I wasn't seeing them. I wasn't seeing them. And when I got into my dark night of the shadow, and I went back to my childhood, and I had to start healing that little girl who blamed everybody for everything, who hated everybody for not loving her. That little girl who was never accepted of just being her, love for being her. And I had to start from there, y'all. And the more I went deeper and deeper, the more God was giving me an understanding of it all. And the more I went to getting spiritual and talking about God, my family didn't like it. They went hollering about I was crazy. I ain't talking to God. I don't know nothing about my ancestors, and just a whole bunch of gibberish. And God said to me, "My child, be obedient unto me. You are everything and more. You're everything that they always wanted to be." Stop depriving yourself of who you are. Start loving you more. The love that I love you. Just bared your life. So I love you more than they could ever love you. And as I'm going through these periods of the dark night of the shadow, God led me to tarot. to be honest, God and some of the women of tarot, like Miss Frankie's tarot and Mystic Beauty. Well, she's the royal family now. It's a couple of them that helped me find me again. And God went to opening my eyes to different things, showing me different things on how to self-heal, not only the mind, but your body, your soul, and your spirit. Showing me properly how to forgive, learning to let things go, accept them for what they are, accept me for who I am, know who I am unto Him. Because for a long time I felt like my purpose was not needed. But God helped me find myself again. I went to regaining my strength. Went to shifting. I went to shifting that mind frame, y'all. I started taking accountability for certain things that I allowed and accepting certain things that I wasn't knowledgeable of at the time, that I didn't properly understand that I do now. That's why I tell y'all, we can't properly love nobody until we learn how to love ourselves, because I say that a lot because that is big to me. That is something that I had to learn to do. I had to stop blaming my mother for not knowing how to be a mother, and just love her, give her the love that I know she could never give me, even with my grandmother. Because when you are